Alright, peace and greetings, YouTubers. Alright, so I just saw this Hammond County Police Department video with the police busting out the window and tasing the guy and so on and so on. And I have a lot of opinions about the actual video. However, and if my voice goes out, it's just change the weather, it's just doing me a number. So if I start sounding like Larry King, it's not my fault. At this point, I've just learned. Basically, black people, if you get pulled over, just play dead. Alright, just play dead and don't move. Because that's the only way you will not get your ass whooped or shot. Like literally, the next time I get pulled over, I'm just gonna go straight to dead weight. As soon as they pull me over, I'm gonna pull over, and I'm just gonna be like this. I'm not answering no questions. I'm not talking. I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna be just like this. And I mean, I know they might take me to the hospital. I don't know. But when I get to the hospital, I know I'll probably be cuffed to the bed and everything. That's when I'll answer questions, because I know I'm safe. At least if I get my ass whooped in the hospital or shot, whatever, they can just roll me downstairs to the emergency room, and I might be able to get some help. It's just terrible now what's going on with these police. It's like they just consistently do too much. And what got me was when I watched the statement from the police department, because they're getting a lot of bad press from it, their initial response was, well, the officers felt their lives were in danger, and when it comes to protocol, it's all about the officer's safety first. And I was thinking, like, what danger were y'all in? I know y'all are pissed because they didn't want to let the windows down because they didn't feel safe, and they let the windows down just enough so you could hear them. But other than that, what danger were they in? One, you have this woman who's terrified. She's already on the phone with 911 because she thinks that something is going to happen, which it did. All right. You have the two kids in the back, a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old, and then you have the other guy. And I'm like, what type of threat or danger was going to really take place? And not to really go there, but the car looked like it didn't even have power windows. It looked like you'd have to roll that window down. So if something were to take place, oh, hold on, officer, I'm about to shoot you, but you trying to. Let me just, oh, wait, hold on. The window jams at this part. Just 1 second. All right, baby, get the gun. Like, really? It's like, it's the most common, I don't know, it's just so common that this crap continues to happen, and it's really like just driving me crazy. So that's why I just said play dead from now on. When you get pulled over, black people, just play dead, lay there, don't do nothing. Because if you just lay perfectly still, don't move, don't do anything, you don't pose a threat. Then again, you got officers who would think this is something like freaking the whack-a-mole game where the things just pop up, so they don't know if you might just jump up and do something. So you might still get shot or beat up. But it's crazy. When I looked at the comments on the video, it was so predictable. You had this entire population, or this entire section of the population, who never quite sympathized with these people who are being brutally victimized by the police all the freaking time. And and not only that, this type of stuff is so common that it's popping up literally every single day on social media. Now, maybe one story out of the blue makes the news, but literally there's a new police brutality video on the internet every single day. And just about every single time, it's usually a white officer on somebody black. And what's happening is, when I look at the comment section, there's still so many people who still do not consider the fact that there may be a racial problem between police when it comes to black and white anything. And people are like, no, everything's fine. It's color, we're colorblind. We don't see color. Life is just so great. It's not color. You should have cooperated a little bit more. And I'm like, how much more cooperation we gotta have? Like, I was having this discussion with a friend of mine who's white, and they were saying, well, actually, we ain't really friends. We just work together, like, right, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, we worked together on, like, this side project before. And they were asking me, like, well, how come you guys just don't kind of, like, cooperate a little bit more? And he was saying, like, if you already know that there's a higher likelihood of you getting shot or you getting beat up or something going down, why don't you just cooperate a little bit more? And I'm looking at him like, so basically you're confirming everything that I say, that yes, there is an issue with race when it comes to police. But two, why is it that I gotta walk on eggshells and really pronounce my E's and R's and talk as softly and non-threatening as possible, when in reality, if you get pulled over, you can just do whatever you want, but the reaction by the police officers will be different. It's kind of like, I understand that he's trying to help save my life and tell me how to live, because I'm just too stupid to know what to do if I get pulled over. It's just like, really, people? And it's so funny, like, and this is why I say, all you people who are colorblind, I love that you can accept people for who they are without seeing their race first. But you guys have to also understand that with the color that many of us live in, there are some other there's some other prizes that come with that package. They're not really prizes, but there's just a bunch of different things that take place. So many of you who don't see color, you don't see color because you've never been affected by the color that you're in. And your color has always gotten you through the doors a little bit easier than some of us. And I know people hate that conversation. It makes people so pissed off, and people are already pushing the dislike button and turning this video off and already typing their dissertation about, oh, you're racist, and oh, the more you bring up the color stuff and the race baiting, the more racism always stays here. No, just because you choose not to see it anymore does not mean it disappeared. That's why everybody's looking at you sideways, Raven Simone. We'd be like, what the heck are you talking about, girl? What? Ugh. But I don't know. I'm telling you, the only way people are going to understand that there is an issue with race when it comes to interaction with the police is if a whole bunch of white girls start getting their ass whooped by black police. Then people would understand, because all of a sudden that color blindness would go right out the window, because now you see this black aggressive man manhandling some nice white woman or whatever, the soccer mom with the van. Because let's turn the tables. Had this been a black cop and a white family, and you had the two nice little kids in the car, and you had the husband who, oh, well, he just forgot his ID, and the lady who's on the phone terrified, had that black man busted that window out and still tased that man, it would have went down. And what got me was, they said that they felt that they were in danger because he turned and they didn't know if he was getting a weapon. I was like, first of all, he turned his shoulder and looked his head over, towards the kids, and somehow that warranted busting out the window and getting shot at. And I'm like, y'all been having this argument at least the last 10 minutes in this video. He done turned around so many times. If he was going to get a weapon, he would have been got it already. And I don't think he's stupid enough to do that with kids in the car. And that's why I felt some type of way. Like, literally, everybody always tries to find a reason to justify why these things happen. Like with any of these instances where a black person is getting laid out by the police or whatever happens, people will sit there and analyze that entire video and try to find one tiny detail that may have warranted this overly aggressive reaction from the police. It's driving me crazy. And then the other thing is, like, people are in a state where black dignity does not matter. We can literally get dragged through the mud. We got to sit here and do lots of humiliating and embarrassing things just to get an ounce of respect by the police. And if we don't do that and we get shot in the behind or we get clubbed in the back of the head, it's our fault. Like, I was dying when I watched that video in St. Louis when the protesters interrupted the opera during well, actually it was an intermission, but they started singing, the Justice for Mike Brown, Black Lives Matter, and the look on the faces of many people in the audience was hysterical, because there were so many people that were just disgusted. Ugh. Now, mind you, there were a lot of people there who were like, yeah, Justice for Mike Brown, yeah, rock on, but there was a lot of people who were just like pissed off and just disgusted. Oh my, like. And I'm like, see, that's what happens when you're so distant from reality. You live in this world, and I'm just like, you get out of it, okay? Anyway, so they're suing the police department. I don't know what happened. Most likely they'll probably lose. They'll be like, no, probable cause. He reached and turned around to comfort the 7-year-old, but that could have been him getting a gun from under the little girl in the car. And from what I understand, they're actually on the way to visit the grandma who was dying, so that's kind of sad that hopefully they were able to get there in time. I don't know. She might not have made it. So, yeah, give me your thoughts, share your opinions. And I mean, honestly, if you really want my true opinion about what's happening with a lot of these cases as far as the police just being overreactive and stuff, just look at my other videos. You can check my Mike Brown video, my Eric Garner. You can even look at my Trayvon Martin. Just dig through my channel. There's a bunch of videos addressing the issues of race. But seriously, like, I try my best to respect what the police do because they are here to protect and serve. But it's like when the entire system of the occupation that you work in is so corrupted, or so corrupt and just so infiltrated with so many of the wrong people, it's really hard to respect what the police officers do. Like, even when you look back at that video in South Carolina with the guy, and he was going to pump gas, and as soon as he got out the car to pump his gas, the officer was like, hold up. And then, he's, what did he say? Can I see your ID? So as soon as the guy turned to get the ID, the officer, get on the ground, put your hands up, pow, pow, pow. And I'm like, the dude's hands were up and everything, and he shot the guy, and the guy's like, dude, what'd you shoot me for? And I'm like, oh, well, you dove head first into the car. And he's like, you told me to get my ID. Or whatever. What were you pulling me over for anyway? You didn't have a seatbelt on. I was pumping gas. Like, oh, America, how I love thee. Anyway, let me go kiss the flag and be patriotic today. God bless. Subscribe.